Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, a bit more on the Enfield. It's late at night, been running round as usual, so I've just been chipping away at bits. I've not done too much. I've just threaded a couple of more wires down the frame and done some connecting. So I think I have got a plan to really simplify the harness. It's helping that we're not having indicators on it. That's a good chunk of wiring out the way that we haven't got to bother with, so that's a bonus. And also there's going to be far less wires going up to the front of the bike. I think basically from the battery box area I can get away with sending one wire up, which I threaded through, and basically put that to the ammeter and power everything from there, which is basically like how it is, but sort of a simplified version. So let's have a look where we're going. We're a bit cramped in here at the minute. I've got everything in here, and more on that soon. That's gonna be I'm sort of undecided. That's actually mine, but I'm undecided. I may do that partly done, so it's a bit of a kit. I don't know yet. Like, get the seat on it, get the rear light and number plate on it, do all the metal work, and maybe a few other bits. Then I might put it on eBay as a sort of a kit that someone can do, choose their own colours, clean the engine up how they want, and all that sort of business. So basically it'd be a rolling bike that someone can carry on from there. I've got one more Enfield to do for a good friend down south. I've got a couple of frames to do for people, and then I'm caught up, and I don't really want to do another Enfield for a while after that. So the money off that thing can go towards the next project, which is going to be none Enfield. I'm having a break from them for a good while. And the Ural's still on the list, so don't worry about that. That's I've said before, I've got lots of ideas flowing in my head about that, so that is still on the list. But I think this one, I'll say it'll have new tyres and everything. It'll be an easy project for somebody if I get all the metal work done and whatever else to make it an easy project for somebody. We'll see. But obviously it's got to get the right money, because yeah, it's going to help fund the next few things that are going to go on in here. Anyway, back to this one. Yeah, right, so we've got the rear light done. You've seen all that happen. I've put some plugs on it, which I haven't covered up yet, because silly me didn't mark which one was the brake light and the rear light. So I basically got to power it up to find that out, which ain't a problem. And then we will have a little boot over these connectors to tidy it all up. What else we got? So we'd already done that one. That's coming from out here. That's for the Boya power box, which we have under the battery box, up and down. So them two yellows will go to them two yellows, and then we got live and earth basically. Battery's on its way. Some of the post is a bit snail mail at the moment, so I'm waiting for the battery, and then we can start linking all that up and getting a bit more progress done. I'm hoping that's here tomorrow. It's strange, I'm getting some things really quick and some things are really slow. So we've just got to roll with that. So we got this one, which one's that? Yeah, that's going to be hopefully my single wire that goes up through the frame and to the ammeter. So like I say, this is going to be a bit try it out, test it, suck it and see sort of thing, but I think it'll work. So the only wires that are going to go up into the front of the bike here is this lot. That is it. And two of them are horn wires, which we've got all sorted. We've got all the horn plugged in, ready to go. Sorry it's a bit dark in here. As you can see, it's pitch black outside, so we ain't got much light pouring in at the minute. So yeah, that's the horn sorted. There's a couple of things I'm going to change up here, which I'll explain in a minute. So I think with the ammeter powered up, and this is how it like normally goes on these, I can then power everything up off the ammeter, headlight, which I've got to get the H4 bulb and the plug for, which I forgot to order, so I've got to sort that out. So we get that done, we can get that wired in. Then there'll be the lights on the speedo and things like that, and the little, oh, bang the camera, and the little pilot lights here will all feed off the same live, and they'll all get all them wires sharing an earth as well. We've got the little control box for the ignition in here. So I've got all these, in fact we'll plug them on. Why haven't I put them on? They can go on now. So we've got one of these wires goes down the frame. That'll go to the ignition, and obviously live up when we turn the ignition on, when we've got the battery. So that is the positive, sorry, I'm holding the camera like an idiot. That's the positive side. And we've got the black to earth on the negative side. So that's that sorted. Obviously we'll tidy all these wires up so they can't be seen. We'll strap up what we can so it's all tidy under here. I'm just leaving everything loose at the moment till I've proven everything and got it right. This green is just my pull through wire, but I'm leaving it in the frame just in case I need to do something else if my little reduced wiring harness idea does not work. I think pretty much 90%, a bit more than 90% actually, I'm pretty certain it's gonna work. And then obviously from the ammeter we'll be live in the switch up. I've got a horn button coming, which is quite smart actually. Now I'm changing the handlebars. They're going to be exactly the same. These handlebars had like a peen silver coating on them, which I polished off. The only handlebars I can find are black, so I'm going to have to polish all that off. But the reason I'm changing the bars is because this hole, it's just not in the right place and it's bugging me, and I'm not cutting corners on the bike now we've got this far. It's a bit of a stretch. I know with it being a custom bike you allow for things, you know, but to me it was a bit of a stretch for the horn. As you see, it would have had to gone right over here for it, and I can't leave a hole in the handlebars, it'll just bug me. So these will come in handy for something else one day. So I'm going to swap it all out, and we've got a little tiny horn button that's going to sink into the handlebars. So compared to others, this up here will actually be quite clutter free, hopefully. So yeah, we're going to swap all that out when they turn up, just because of the horn button. But it'll be right. It'll look much better. So all we've got to do is live that up. So we'll have a little discreet hole under here in the new handlebars. The wires will come through, and like I say, a little tiny button there for the bars. High beam, low beam, yeah, it's a bit of a now and again you'll have to reach over and go for that switch. I'm only doing that to reduce clutter on handlebars with more switches. So this switch, let's pull this off a minute. Just going to do it without dropping it. This switch is actually marked out, as you can see, at low and off, low and high. So that will simplify the lights. Now the side lights I'm going to have come on when we put the ignition on. Near enough every single modern bike on the road's like that now, I do believe. In fact, they all are, aren't they? Absolutely every single one. So I'm going to have this bike like that. So as soon as you pop the ignition on, rear light, side lights, pilots will come on, and then we'll have a low beam, high beam on that switch, which will simplify the wiring immensely, because I'll be able to keep most of it in here, especially from the back light. Normally everything's going up here, back down, up. It's the Enfield wiring's a bit crazy, to be honest. And I think the plan I've got in my head will really make it simple. I'll say one wire up here to live everything up, and then we're literally gonna have everything come off that. I'm pretty sure it'll work. So yeah, the bars will be here soon. We'll get all that swapped out, get the nice little tiny horn button fitted in there, and then yeah, it'll look a lot better, I think. There's just a couple of bits to order for the bike now. Dare I say I should have that wrapped up this week, and that'll be it. I won't be forgot anything else. We'll see on that one. I'll say I'm waiting for the battery. I've got the choke cable, speedo cable. I got one, but it's a little bit too long. It's got a bit too much to try and lose, and I just found one shorter, which should be absolutely bang on, so we don't have any excess cable trailing around the bike. What else we got? I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we got, I might do that in a minute actually. I've just got to crimp that end up on the HT lead and get that pressed into the coil. Might do that in a second. So we've got near enough got all the ignition side of things sorted. I'll say the Boya power box will be linked up. That Boya power box and everything will live up from the ignition. So we'll have a main live off the battery with an inline fuse to the ignition. Then obviously we turn the ignition on, we'll have side lights come on, and then it'll all be powered up for firing up. Hopefully it's going to behave itself, and we should have it starting up very soon. Those of you who have been over to Wayne's channel, you'll see the paintwork is well and truly on the way, and he's doing an absolute stunning job of it, and it really is going to look fantastic on this bike. That's going to be the icing on the cake. I'm hoping he's not finished it just yet. That might sound daft, but I want to sort of tie it in where I've finished this bike, so that tank comes straight in here and straight on the bike, and I haven't got it hanging about. So yeah, don't rush, Wayne. Let me catch up a bit. So yeah, I hate stuff that's freshly painted like that hanging around in here. It bothers me. It's quite scary. So hopefully we'll sort of get to the finish line together with that. What else we got? I think that's about it. We are at the end basically, and this week, the end of this weekend, we should pretty much have everything in place. So the next video we'll do, this is just a little bit of a catch up. The next video the battery and everything should be here, the rest of the cables, the handlebars. So the next video we'll get all that covered. We'll go through the wiring and get this bike live and hopefully get a spark going on it. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I know I keep saying that, don't I? But hold on, let's move all this. I'll say we're a bit squished in here at the minute with everything. But yeah, just coming on. So order wise, I've got to get the H4 bulb and the bulb holder. What else was there? There's just a couple of bits. Another speedo cables, like I say, that one's too long, which is ordered. But yeah, I've ordered that. I've definitely ordered that. We've got to put the chain on, which I've got hanging up there, which I'm going to give it a good wash down. It is a brand new chain, but I'm still going to wash it out. It's been hanging up in here for a while, so we'll get a wash and get some fresh oil on that and give it a bathe and then get it on. And that's it. That is it. I think like I say, within a week, we'll be firing this up, oiling it up, fueling it up. I'll probably fire it up on my little tank first before we put the main tank on, see if it's going to behave itself. Fingers crossed. Some of them can be an utter pain. And yeah, I'm having a break from them. I'll say I've got one to do for a friend, which I'll get stuck into. Well, I'm not going to make that the main focus of the next build. That's going to happen in the background. I'll probably just show you some little updates on it, because it's going to be different colours and things like that. And the next project, we'll see. Possibly the Ural, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to obviously get all the metalwork done on that. We'll cover a bit of the metalwork on this, so you know, it might grab someone's interest, but it will be going on eBay unless someone contacts me and pulls my arm off. Well, a really juicy offer, because there won't be much to do on it, to be honest. And I'll say I'm just gonna let someone else have a bit of fun with all the colours and everything they want to choose, and tidying the engine up and things like that. But I think that'll do. Oh, I'm gonna let me do that HT lead actually. Then we can tick that off the list, can't we? Let's put you all on this stand. How do I do that? That's it. My other stand's in the van. I don't know how to use this one. Right, where's me crimpers? Right, let's get this squeezed on. So this little brass end has got all barbs on there. So when you squeeze it in, it goes into the core of the cable. That should do it. And into the coil. That should click in. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Sorted. So that's pretty much all the firing side of the bike sorted, apart from obviously the battery and everything, which won't take us long. But when the battery comes, we'll cover all of that. You can pretty much see it's quite simple, and there's not a lot of wires on it. Obviously there'll be a bit to do in the headlight nacelle when we've got the battery, and then we can get it all finished. And I can power this up and see which way I've got the wires. And then we'll get a little boot over these to hide all them connectors. So there we are. Just like I say, a little catch up, show you where we are. When all the bits turn up, like I say, we'll get everything covered then. Can't think of anything else. Oh, thank you again to everybody who's gone across and watched the other channel. Last week we had a couple of days in Wales just for a little break. Absolutely amazing time down some old mines, and my favourite one was the old mill, which I've only released today. Going in an old mill which is basically 160 years old, and everything is inside untouched, which was quite amazing. So thank you for all going to watch that. That's much appreciated. Can't wait for the next little trip, which I'll probably do when this is finished now. Just go and have a little break for a day or two, and then we'll see what's next in here. And sorry again if I've not got back to everybody's messages and stuff. I've still sort of been throwing my phone to the side to get cracking on other things that obviously I'm late on. And I don't know if I did mention in a previous video, my friend that was helping me went and broke his collarbone, so that helped stopped. Yeah. But as soon as this is out here, I'll be back on fabricating. I don't want to fabricate while this is stood here all in nice clean paint and engine clean and all that. So I'll be back on getting this Enfield done down here for somebody to enjoy the rest of the project. I think that's the way it's going to go, and get on with a couple of frames which I'm desperately want out of my way. Anybody asking for frames? Yes, people have been waiting for a long time, and I've got to do them, and I think from then on I'll just sell the odd frame if I get time to do them. We'll see how it all goes. You know how it can all change on me, and things go right, things go wrong and all that, so I'm not setting anything in stone at all. But anyway, I think that'll do. I'm going to call it a day at that, and next video we'll be getting stuck in properly and showing some detail of the rest of the wiring and the bike. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.